In this video, I'm going to talk about current market conditions where I'm going to tell you what I'm actually seeing by working at the ground level. But before, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Amrit. I sell real estate in Toronto and I try to make informative content around real estate. So if you like this type of content, then please give me a like, share and subscribe. This will really help my channel. And also I'm trying to get to at least 50 subscribers before my birthday. That is November 12th. So if you can smash that subscribe button, I will take that as a birthday gift from your side. So now let's get right into it. A lot of buyers are brainstorming right now whether to go ahead and buy real estate or whether to hold on for another 3 to 6 months in this changing market. In the past 2 years, we saw a super aggressive growth in the housing market where we saw an appreciation of 20% in the Toronto area and as well as 25 to 30% in the suburban markets. With the multiple interest rate hikes this year, we're seeing a pullback in the prices. So in this situation, a lot of buyers are concerned and they are playing a waiting game because no one wants to buy a house which might depreciate in value. So I highly suggest, and I'm telling my own clients, that if you're planning to buy a house with an intention to sell it within 1 or 2 years from now, then don't do it. It's not worth it because real estate is a long-term game. Unlike any other investments, real estate is something you cannot day trade. You have to hold on to them for long term because this way it will allow you to ride various fluctuations in the market and eventually win because market go up and down but in an upward direction. I'll quickly show you a chart which will help you to understand the markets well. So this is the Toronto Real Estate Board average prices since 2016. If we look back in 2017, there were 4 months which was way off track. And this is when the government of Canada intervened and introduced fair housing plan. And after that, we did experience a price drop. And now talking about the price drop, there wasn't a price drop by 50% or 60%. If that was the case, then the price trend line would have been somewhere here. But we suddenly experienced a price drop which was about 20%, and that is what we're experiencing in today's market as well. And after the 20% drop, the market started to settle in and we saw return in the market activity and the home prices started to grow at a slow and steady pace, which is a good sign for a healthy market. Okay, so this is the average prices since June 2018 to September 2022. If we look back earlier this year in the month of February, March and April, again, the markets are way out of the track and we did experience an unsustainable price growth in the home prices. This is where the Bank of Canada came in and introduced multiple interest rate hikes. And after that, we know what happened. We are experiencing price drop and the price drop is about 20 to 25%. And this is critical over here. If we look, there are 3 months from now where the prices have started to settle down. They've started to find a baseline or the foundation of prices. I'm not saying the prices are going to go up from here. I'm not saying that at all. Especially the Bank of Canada is considering to introduce a couple of more interest rate hikes. The one is going to be on October 26th and the second will be followed in December apparently. Because of those multiple interest rate hikes, I think we are going to experience some downward pressure on the prices. So I think the prices are going to hover around at this price point or maybe go a little bit down from here, not too much. I don't think so there's going to be or we're going to experience some volatility. But I think at least till the end of this year, the prices are going to hover around at this price point and eventually settle down. So let's talk about that who should be buying in this market because there has to be a motivating factor for you to buy. First comes affordability. If you're someone who has collected some capital for the down payment and has a stable job, then the combination of both will allow you to buy a monthly payment. Now you have to ask yourself, are you able to make those payments comfortably? If the answer is yes, then I think you're ready to invest in real estate. But on the flip side, if you think you'll be stretching out yourself to make those monthly payments, then I think you should not invest right now because these payments are long-term commitment and we are making these decisions to make our lives better by building long-term wealth as opposed to getting stressed by thinking about these payments. Second is if you're an investor, I think it's a reasonably good time for an investor to get into market, especially a cash buyer. Reason being the rental market is through the roof. And the prime reason for this super aggressive rental markets are higher interest rates because people who are thinking to buy, they're putting their buying decisions on hold and they're renting instead, especially the first time home buyer. Second is immigration is opened up on a full swing. And the third, students and working professionals are moving back to the city. So the combination of all these 3 factors are triggering the rental market. Units are getting leased within 24 to 48 hours with a high quality tenant. Third is if you're a move-up buyer. Move-up buyer basically means you currently own a condo and have outgrown from it, basically due to lack of space. And now you're looking to buy a freehold property that could be a freehold townhouse or a semi-detached or a detached. Since the peak of February, the condo prices have not dropped as much as compared to freehold property, especially detached properties, because detached properties have dropped by 23% since the peak of February up till September 2022. On the other hand, condos have dropped about 6 to 7%. So the gap between both have decreased. On the flip side, if you're someone who's looking to downsize, basically you're someone who wants to sell a freehold property and want to get into a condo, then in this situation you'll be slightly at a disadvantage. Reason being, as detached properties have fallen faster as compared to condos. So I would suggest to hold on to the move until we get some clarity regarding the settling down of interest rates. Okay. All right. I hope I was able to give you context that what's going on in the real estate market as of today. And if you have any question, then please feel free to reach out to me by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below. And if you find this kind of content valuable, then please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And thank you, and talk soon.